All right, Warriors, welcome back. We're going to talk about the power of silence and being alone. Not to punish the narcissist, but for your own well-being, your own healing, so you're allowed to connect the dots without disruption. And most importantly, having a moral compass, having something you have faith in bigger than you. Because let me tell you, the greatest sin, it's not what you think. It's pride. Pride puts you in that God state of mind. What's the opposite of pride? Humility. Warriors, once you're able to cut narcissists out and pass your main test we're going to talk about, then everything else is going to be easy, a cakewalk. The hard part is recognizing it in those you associate with and your own flesh and blood, your family. Let's take 5 seconds though. Let's do a breathing exercise. Let's compose ourselves so that we can mitigate in our own minds some space that we can apply some golden nuggets and have a badass lifestyle change. And look, it's going to start in baby steps. It's overwhelming. Some of y'all have been binge watching a lot of these channels, these content creators. You need to step back, take a walk, and start applying what you're learning, and then go back to it. Because you can reach a point where you have so much information that it's all running in together and you're not applying shit. And you're going to stay in this hermit mode. 5 seconds. We're going to do a breathing exercise, and that's just so that you understand how long is 5 seconds. Because 5 seconds can feel like half a second when you're under duress. Or quite the opposite, when you're being love bombed. Catching the feels. Let's take 5 seconds, man. We're going to breathe in deep, hold it, release together, and take a badass walk on the beach. 5 seconds, come on. Release slowly. And shake that shit off. That's the time frame you need to take to go from emotional, being reactive and explosive, diarrhea of the mouth, to composed and responding properly, and sometimes quietly tiptoeing your ass out. You have nothing to gain by getting confrontational with a narcissist unless you're trying to prove a point to the narcissist. I'm not one to be tangling with. But to go back, no, you're not teaching shit. You're aggravating yourself. And they're using you for entertainment. Warriors, once you're able to cut out narcissists in your family, this is a test of tests, the ultimate test of tests. See, some of you came into this awareness through associations or a romance, right? And what you're not realizing is once you start to apply this knowledge, you're going to start seeing these traits in people once you didn't recognize. And now you can see it and you can't ever unsee it. And the hardest thing to do is turn your back on your own flesh and blood. But understand, if you don't, it will be the end of you. Psychologically, mentally, and physically. It can wear you down to such a point that physically you begin to fail. Stresses, anxiety, strokes, heart attacks. All of these are conditions of the mind that you can control. Anxiety is something that you're feeding your mind because you've been gaslighted to believe something you're not. Warriors, once you're able to do this with family and pass the hardest test of tests, total strangers, shit, your walk-away game's going to be so on point, it's going to leave them speechless with that bottom lip shaking, wondering, everybody else is chasing me, what's your problem? It's not a problem, it's a gift, because you're able to see right through them. Now, understand, in your solitude, there's power, and not everyone can do it. Not everyone can stomach or handle being alone. That codependency is a bitch. That need to be around people. So understand, in your mind, you have the ability to control your thoughts. You just haven't been exercising them. In fact, it's so powerful that there's been a narrative in the Bible where those who have translated Scripture have purposely omitted this powerful tool. And I want you to, in layman's terms, understand where I'm coming from. Have you ever been jogging or working out, swimming, whatever it might be that's cardio? And if you're, like, say, jogging, I'll use that as an analogy for you. And all of a sudden your sides start to hurt. All in here, all in there. When you're running or jogging by yourself, you're catching a rhythm, a tempo, a sustainable tempo, not to sprint, but to marathon it. You subjugate your mind to understand, because you've had those conversations, those of you that have been runners, where you start cramping, you start feeling the burning sensations in your thighs, your calves, and in your mind space, you're telling yourself, this will pass, this will pass, this will pass. And the reason why is, you know for a fact, because you've done it before, your body goes numb, and your legs are like floating on air, and you're just moving. Same goes with your mind. Follow me on this. I want you to grab your family Bible. I want you to grab all of them. Bear with me. Grab all of them. And the reason being is because I'm going to prove 2 points. Look up Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. If you're looking at that in your Bible right now and it's been omitted, that should be a major red flag for you. If it is there in one of your translations, which it is in the King James, I want to read it to you. However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Read the entire chapter in context. We're talking about casting demons out, not destroying them. You don't have that kind of authority, but you can cast them out by the power of prayer and fasting. Why is this? Why was this even omitted? Because it's powerful. This is how powerful it is. The same as the analogy of the jogger. This in your mind space you're exercising by fasting and meditating. Because if you begin to exercise control over your mind and your body screaming for nutrition, and the pangs, your stomach gurgling, speaking to your mouth, and your mind, when you're able to control that mind space and body, it's the same as controlling pride, ego, and lust. When you control the hunger pangs within your own temple and isolate those thoughts, it's the same regulating power necessary to control lust, rage, anger, pride, and ego. Why was it omitted? Warriors, they need everyone, the sheeple, to be led. It's a power grab. With you having this in that one verse, that dynamic is so powerful, it's even taught in the military. Why do you think we go through so much in boot camp? Physical and psychological. So that you have power subconsciously and know this too will pass. Don't think, do. Warriors, it's been a badass walk on the beach, but it means nothing at all to have this knowledge if you're not operating with the knowledge. So I'm going to challenge you today. I'm going to tickle your ears with something that you can ruminate on versus ruminating on the dumbass with a crown, the narcissist. Start getting your ass off the couch and start pondering what it is that you're interested in doing that gives you the butterfly feelings in such a way that that's what you think about when you lay your head down, because you're making steps to have healthy distractions, things that you've never done before, because your mind needs to stay focused on the new. And I'm going to give you a public service announcement. Those of you that live in condos or apartments, pay heed. Even if you're not being gang-stalked or you don't feel like you're being followed, I want you to take this as a precautionary measure. As soon as you get home to your apartment, don't turn the lights on immediately. Wait 10 minutes. And this is why. If you're being followed, if you're being jugged, they call it, because you haven't changed your routines, if you're being gang stalked or followed or being looked at as a soft target, your predator could be sitting in the parking lot that followed you and figure out which apartment you live in by just waiting for you to turn the lights on. Warriors, you need to be observant of your surroundings. It's never goodbye. It's always until next time, warriors. And thanks for the remarks. Thanks for moderating yourselves. And for those of you reaching out for coaching calls, hey, you know what to do. The email's right there. And for those of you that haven't subscriptioned, be sure and subscribe. We're here for each other. And eventually, I want to encourage you to get out there and start building your kingdom. Wean yourself off of these channels. Go to the ones that are now getting you to that next level and get your ass off the loop. Stop worrying about what the hell the narcissist is doing. Understand something. Their end has already been written. That's how predictable they are. It's why they go from wannabes to poverty. And it's why they're going to hoover you. It's why they're going to want to come back. And it's why they're going to paint a picture. Vulnerable. Vulnerable me. Victim me. I hate it for you. Throw them a brick and you keep your foot on their throat. Don't you give an inch. Hold the line. There are those wounded warriors watching how you operate. Do it to teach them this is how a warrior operates. We teach by actions because we know already, all too well, words without actions are empty. Now get out there and kick ass and take names. Les mando besos y abrazos. Namaste, warriors.
Jesse, what are you doing today?
We're gonna skydive today.
We're gonna
leap of faith.
Leap of faith. Hey, that's what this is.
Doing it for the tribe, the warrior tribe.
Do you know how high we're going? Did they tell you?
14,500 feet.
Close. 14,500 feet, yep. And then we're going to be falling at...
a high rate of speed.
Very fast. We're going to be falling very fast. We're going to be falling at 120 miles an hour.
Sweet.
Have you ever gone that fast before?
No, I have not.
Okay, are you ready to go that fast?
I'm ready.
Okay.
We're going to do it today. You got my back.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get your face, but you know your TI will have your back.
All right.
What made you want to skydive? What brought you here today?
Facing fear.
Yeah? Are you afraid of heights?
Facing fear head on. No.
No.
I'm afraid of not trying new
Hey.
opportunities.
There you go.
I'm afraid of living in the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I'm not going to do it. Lead and live by example.
There you go. You heard it here first from Jesse. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands.
What'd you think of that?
Loved it.
Woo! You know, honestly, I have no idea who won the sword fight, so I guess we'll have to call it a draw.
There you go. We'll have to do it again.
All right, when are you going to get your license now?
I'm going to work on it tomorrow. I'll be back.
Jesse, thank you for jumping with us to Skydive Lone Star. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
What an honor. Badass crew. I love it here. The hospitality, just phenomenal. 5 stars. If there were 10, I'd give it to you.
We'll take 10, that's fine.
My brother. What a vibe, wasn't it awesome?
Hey man, glad y'all came out.
What an experience.
Come and see us again.
Thank you.